What's up, everybody? I am Travis C, and welcome to another episode of this freaking show. It is the weekly podcast with a little bit of something and a whole lot of nothing. The same weekly podcast is brought to you by CarterComics.com. Guys, make sure you check out CarterComics.com to get all your comic needs, whether it be graded or raw comics. They have them available to you right there on their website, CarterComics.com. And even beyond that, if you go to CarterComics.com, scroll to the bottom of their homepage. They got 4 different eBay accounts that you can click on, and you can either auction, you can negotiate, or buy outright. They have every way of buying a comic book available to you just by going to CarterComics.com. You can fill up your cart with all their amazing comics, both graded and raw. So depending on what kind of collection you have, whether it's there for show or whether it's there to, flip through and read and stuff, they got you covered, guys. Fill up your cart with all their amazing comics. Use the promo code FREAKNET, that's FREAKNET. Use FREAKNET at checkout. Save yourself 10% on your entire order of Carter Comics. That's right. Go to Carter Comics today. Check out all their amazing products because, well, I guess they're not products. I guess they're more like comics. I don't know. Is comics a product? Man, they got the same. They got comics. A lot of comics. So much comics. Comics. CarterComics.com. 10% off your entire order by using the promo code FREAKNET. That's FREAKNET. The more you buy, the more you save. That's just how it works. It's math. CarterComics.com. We're also brought to you by audibletrial.com/freaknet. Go to audibletrial.com/freaknet today. Get a 30-day free trial plus a credit to your first book you decide to read. That's right. Audible is a proud sponsor of the podcast along with CarterComics.com. We are here to give you the opportunity to read on so many different levels, whether it's you reading a comic to yourself or getting an audio novel read to you. audibletrial.com/freaknet. Go today, sign up. You get a 30-day free trial of Audible plus a credit to your first book. It's there. It's to help you out. Cancel at any time, but make sure you check it out. Guys, I'm going through this real quick because I want to dive into the live interview that me and Joe did with Super Kayce and Knightmage. We did a live Podbean. Me and Joe done those a couple times over the last year or so. I thought it'd be something different we could try with guests, and we had a lot of fun. We were trying to aim for like a 45-minute show. Well, guess what? We doubled down. We got an hour and a half content with them. So this is a pretty long episode, but it's all worth it because we were able to sit down with Knightmage and Super Kayce, kind of talk about, podcasting through the pandemic, what they were up to, what they've been up to. We dove into a little bit about mental health and stress and everything, particularly pandemic related, but kind of like, not even just from their end, but from our end as well. We talked about 2022 goals, what we're trying to look for this year. And, of course, me and Knightmage kind of had an argument towards the end about, AEW and some wrestling and stuff. But it was a lot of fun. We had a great time doing it, and we look forward to doing it more in the future. So we're going to dive right into that conversation that me and Cartoon Joe had with Knightmage and Super Kayce.
Hey guys.
Hey.
How's it going?
Well, you interrupted my song, so it was going better.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey. Yeah, I didn't know that they added a video to this thing. That's pretty cool.
Oh wait. Is there a video?
No, we're not doing video. No, we're not doing video. No.
So I don't have to put pants on?
No, that's why I'm keeping my shirt off.
Oh, now I definitely want to put video.
No. That stuff ain't free. I don't know what Joe's doing, but see if he comes back. There he is. Yeah, no, I totally blanked on the fact that you guys don't live in my time zone. Somebody does.
I don't know. For some reason, I always expect it to be Eastern Standard Time. but
Yeah,
and
me
that,
yeah.
too.
and that's the thing. And the thing is, like, I remember like years ago when I was doing interviews with people like I don't remember, like, it seemed like almost every week, but maybe every couple weeks, I always sat there, and whenever I sent something out, it always said 8:30 Centrals, because I always knew that like not everyone lives in this strip of Midwest. I mean, even half of Indiana is a different time zone. So like I don't know what changed about it or where my mindset went to the fact that, like, if I say 8:30, naturally everyone assumes it's the same 8:30 as I do. But then when I started thinking about it more, I was like, when I say 8:30, should I put Central, or nah, people will get it. But no, I was completely wrong. I was selfish. That's the thing. I got selfish. I
I
assumed
was about to say, it sounds like you became a businessman. You just like expect them to know what you're talking about.
it's an entitlement of my time zone. That's what it is, Casey.
Got you. Okay.
But no, well, I mean, it has been a while since I had you guys on and talked to you guys. It had been, gosh, 4 or 5 years now.
Has it been that long?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's been
been,
Wow.
about 4.5 years.
yeah, yeah, it's been a while.
Wow.
Yeah, for Joe, it's
Too
only
long.
been like 9 hours. But Joe, you there? You just I guess in silence, or sure, just in silence is whatever. Either his headphones aren't working, or he's just being a creep.
He's a silent, strong type.
My
Oh, my
headphones don't
headphones
seem.
don't.
What a
Yeah.
monster. Well, give him to
What
work,
a
man.
monster.
I don't know why, but I've been calling people monsters a lot lately. I don't know if that's just my own like nice way of saying like dick or asshole.
I have to go back
What's
to the
that?
original dick butt, I think.
Dick butt, right?
Wait, can we
Right.
say that?
You can say whatever you want here. I made it explicit, so you can say whatever you want. Yeah.
Oh man,
But
sweet.
we talked to them about dick butt last time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but things change.
Oh no, not Travis. No, no,
No.
No.
no, no. I will change to I will change to an extent about how I say things, but dick butt will always be around. That would never change.
That's what she.
Yeah, there we go.
Ugh.
There we go.
Did you
But
ever hear from Sophie?
here's the thing about Sophie, and I
Oh,
like
oh,
I
I know the thing about Sophie.
Wait a minute. Are we live?
oh yeah, you're live. Yeah, there's no there's
We're already
no
live.
yeah there's no preset up to why are you not using your Knightmage voice?
No, now I know. Uh,
I love Sophie, and I actually I mentioned this on a show. God, I don't know, maybe a season or so ago. I love Sophie. I had Sophie. I interviewed Sophie on this podcast once, and it went great. We had a lot of fun. It seemed though, ever since then, every time I try to get Sophie to come on the podcast, she will agree to it. She'll be all gun ho about it, and then when it comes around, nothing.
she's a busy lady.
She is, and I won't fault her for that. I won't fault her for having a lot of things to do all the time. But when you agree to a date and time, don't wait till day of to ghost me about it. Like, just tell me heads up. Hey, listen, something came up. I can't make it. I'll totally understand. I will accept it. I could bullshit about anything for as long as I need to, as
With
long as
just
I can
about
create.
anybody.
Yes, as long as I create the content about it, I will be golden, and
It's
that's Joe.
Joe.
Sir, that sounds like
That
you're
is
just
Joe.
being very sensitive.
That sounds like I'm doing what?
You're just being very sensitive.
Yeah, which I normally don't do.
Nonsense.
We're just hearing that your feelings are hurt. I mean,
Yeah. Well,
you have this big idea of yourself now. Everybody's in your time zone. They have to say Dippa, and that's pretty
mhm.
much,
Well, and
yeah.
that's the thing that I think I kind of realized as I was doing this podcasting. And I don't know if you guys could agree on it either, but you got Super Kayce, but then you also have Casey. You have Knightmage, you have Mike, you have Cartoon Joe, and you have Joe.
True.
To a certain point, the two people split. They're two separate entities. Like I honestly
I don't
believe
know.
that.
I don't know. I have to honestly say I think I'm one and the same.
Okay, well then you're the
I mean,
exception.
I would say that probably we're some of the only cosplayers that would say that in the world nowadays, because like I mean, I think that you're probably right that there is some sort of like alter ego to
Hmm.
creating a persona, right? YouTubers do it,
Yeah.
influencers do it, musicians do it, but I think that there's also, it becomes way too stressful when you have to filter yourself through an alter ego. And
Yeah.
so like just posting the same crap, saying the same crap, just being yourself is something to, you know, really write home about, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's like, and I'm not saying like I. It's not like I'm saying when I turn this mic on, I am a completely different person. I am exactly who I am. I just crank it up a little bit. And Travis, who's away from the microphone, may be a little bit bothered by the fact that Sophie wouldn't show up. But Travesty on the mic be like, who gives a shit? We're still here. We're still doing this. We're fine. But I have no doubt that I'll cry in the shower later. I mean, when the live is all closed up and done for the day, I'm gonna be in there rocking, wondering what the hell I did while I'm failing at creating a bath bomb
Well, you got
or
to save
whatever.
water somehow.
I
True.
mean, if it
Yeah.
helps, Sophie makes me cry in the shower too. So
Yeah. God, Sophie, how dare
Unacceptable.
you?
I
uh,
want to know more about the bath bomb you don't know how to use.
okay, so here's the thing. I'm a big dude, like a monster of a man, like a bear without like the fur, big fucking dude. Nightmage, you're a big guy. I have
Excuse
a
me?
normal human being's tub. Okay,
Okay.
so here's the I okay, and I don't take baths. I shower. I go in, I shower, I get done with the day.
Right.
But there was a moment where I was just having a real stressful bad day. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a bath. And somebody, I think it was the dog groomer in my town. She posted something about how like she like found these bath bombs and they're relaxing and soothing. And I was like, you know what? I want to try a bath bomb bath. So why not? I ordered them. I wait for them to come in. I'm excited, eager beavered about this bath and everything. I'm like, here we go. I'm going to bath bomb it. Maybe I'll grab some wine. I'll throw on some country music, low tone ballad country music, not high rock, just some low stuff, maybe some 90s. And I'll just turn the lights down, just make a night for Travis. And I'm filling up the tub and everything. And I was like, I know you gotta wait to put the bath bomb in. Don't put it in right away. I go to sit down in the tub, and apparently I overfilled it because it just goes over the edge. And I'm like, oh, now I got to clean that up. I put the bomb in, and I'm thinking it's going to like foam up and like make all these colors go. Like, no, it just kind of like barely fizzled. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like this was it was a fail, 100% fail. I kept getting ads through my music. The wine wasn't the right kind. I just like maybe I'm just not meant to find comfort in a bath. It's just not
I think
me.
you just need a bigger bathtub.
Well, that involves money, Joe.
Oh no, I totally understand.
See, the trick, honestly. Oh, first of all, Casey, Andrea said hello. She's listening.
Hello. I was just having a friend who was like, I can't get in. I'm like, be smarter.
There we
She's
go.
smarter.
Oh no.
Um, so I think first of all, the trick with the bath bombs, 'cause I had
Yeah.
to learn this the hard way too. You have to use bubble bath with the bath bomb. Like the bath bomb is really just for like soothing, and it's not going to create a lot of bubbles and stuff like that. You have to actually use other products with the bath bomb.
Huh.
Well, it didn't say that on the box.
Well, yeah, no,
It
no,
just
it
Yeah,
said
didn't.
it.
it's not a bath bubble bomb. It's just a bath bomb. It just fizzes up, changes the color of your water, and makes
Yeah,
everything smell good.
I'm sorry, but
right.
when something has the word bomb inside it, I'm assuming it's going to be excitement and sparkles. And no, all I got was, oh, that water looks like it's dirty now.
Well, that's what you're doing when you're taking a bath. You're just kind of sitting in your own filth.
I didn't get
So
into the bath yet. It was just the greenish hue of what the bath bomb created. I looked at it and I'm well, if they would have said, make sure you get bubble bath too, maybe I would have invested in some bubble bath. But now I'm so like, I'm so shy about like bath bombing now. It's just like what if it's underwhelming again? And I
No,
can
I
perform
think you need to give
properly.
it another shot. Give it
I
another
can't do it.
shot.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take a bath bomb shower or some shit. I don't know. I'll close the drain as I shower. I don't know. It's just an underwhelming thing, and
Yeah.
that
Just
is
do a
that is
shower orange at that point.
yeah, and that is what it's like with trying to get Sophie on this podcast.
Oh,
How did it go
I
all the
forgot
way
we were
back to
coming all the way
that?
back around.
Yeah, yeah. No, this isn't about my
There's the punchline.
bath
There it
issues. This is all about podcast.
Well, maybe you just need to get bubble bath and Sophie will come on.
No,
yeah, exactly. You just have to give it a second try, but add a bunch of flair to it,
I will give it a second try when it comes to the bath bombs, but this is the fourth try I gave for Sophie, and there's only so much rejection I could accept, before I refuse to try for at least another couple months. So I think I've told Joe.
2 months in, we're coming for you, Sophie.
Yeah, I think I told Joe on the last time like it failed. I'm like, I'm done trying. It's not gonna happen, and here I am again. This is why.
That was roughly a couple months ago too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I think it's about every like 45 days, maybe 60.
But you know what? I
Like,
respect that because you don't give up and you don't lose faith in people. You're consistent. I like it.
the thing is though, is like I'm going to finally have that moment where she gets on the show, and she's like, "Awesome, what do you want to talk about?" I'm like, I don't know.
What are you
I
getting
didn't
up
think I'd get this far. What are you thinking about? You're like, I don't know.
to?
Talk about all the times you were bad mouthing me.
You know what? If she said that, then at least I know she listens to the show, and I'll take that as a win. I'll just tell her. I tell everyone at work. I'm like, oh, travesty. No, that dude said it. It's like on my wrestling podcast. I had this guy who does this real quick, and then we gotta get into cosplay. But this dude, you remember King Kong Bundy, the 5 count?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So El Dorado, who's at an indie company that I work with, he does the 5 count. On the podcast, I may have mentioned, oh, he does the goofy 5 count thing, but hey, it works. So not only did I have him come up to me at the wrestling show, but I had his wife and his son all come up to me and say, "So you think the 5 count's silly, right?" I'm like, "No, not me. The asshole who hosts the podcast, he thinks it's goofy, but not me.
I'm just a guy. I'm just here to commentate.
I'm just here to enjoy myself and watch a wrestling show. You need to yell at the guy who's on the podcast.
Yeah, come on the show and yell at me. Yell at him.
Where you can reach him on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter just by searching JFW Podcast. But
I used to do that with Michael. People would come up to me and be like, "Oh, isn't Knightmage the best?" I'd be like, "Nah, Knightmage is the worst." And then like later on, I'd be like, "Man, isn't Michael the best?" And they're like, "You literally said earlier that you didn't like that guy." And I'm like, "No. Knightmage is the worst." And it would just be like so funny because everybody would be like, "He's the best. He's so great. Look at those dreamy melon boobs." And I'm like, "No, bro, calm down. He's the worst."
Dreamy melon boobs.
I mean, He's not wrong.
No. Yeah, have you seen that guy's chest? It's like 2 watermelons.
I spent the last 5 minutes before we got on here looking at videos of him transforming to several different things. Almost the same background. That pillar scene that you use a few times, love that.
Yeah, we can talk about how it's a little overused, huh? Yeah.
Listen, first of all, I don't think it's ever overused. It's a nice background. It's a very neutral background. It's nice architecture. The librarians there are very nice to me. So,
It's a very good background. It works both with Captain America and apparently Voldemort.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
And I will say, I love the Craven cosplay that you made.
Listen, I'm so excited for that movie. Like, Craven is just the underrated character, period.
Right? It's one of the things I love about how like MCU, and I guess you can include DC if you want to hate yourself. Love how they're like creating more movies and stuff now, and they're bringing in characters that you wouldn't really think about. Like I don't know if you've seen Doctor Strange, but the debut of a certain female character in that one. Um,
I mean,
it's just cool.
are you trying to avoid spoilers? Really?
I 100%
For
I
the
am.
past
Yeah.
2 weeks, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Is that the deadline? I still don't want people to tell me about the boat sinking in Titanic. That's just me.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. She totally could have shared the door, but yeah, American Chavez, whatever, it's fine.
Spoilers, man.
Let's go.
What are
Too
you
late.
doing?
Let's do it right there.
Whoa.
American Chavez. Chavez. Anyways, okay, let's talk about you guys. It's been years. I think it's been about maybe about 4 years since you guys been on the podcast. We're trying something different here. We're doing lives. So people could pop in and out. If you guys invited people, I'm sure they could find it. If they haven't found it, well, that's on them. But it's actually a live where anybody who has Podbean can actually pop in. So that's a pretty cool concept too. We're going to talk about cosplaying here throughout the time that we have you guys. Again, I know I screwed up on the timing and everything's late and shit, but that's Cartoon Joe's fault.
I'll take it.
And there we go. Own it.
Blame.
Listen, man, I do the editing, I do the invitations, I do everything. All I need to do is take the fault when things fall apart.
Done.
That's all I care about. There's a chat
That sounds
room.
like a good partnership there.
It's a great partnership.
Works
Right.
well.
Right? So we do got chat. If people want to interact in that, they're more than welcome to. I don't really pay attention to the chat too often because I'm a horrible host. So feel free to look at
I'm
that.
glad you mentioned it, though.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. I see it from time to time. Like Cartoon Joe said, my headphones don't seem to be working. Well, apparently they're working now.
I
Bigfoot
switched
is like
headphones.
Polka. It never dies. Yeah. See, Joe knows. Joe gets me.
Oh, wait, there is a chat. Wow.
There's 100% chat, yeah. See, even Super Kayce put chat like a sprinkler.
I like to say that I put chat, but I put T's instead of A's.
You put T to say. See, what you were going for was I'm not even typing. I tried. Well. Oh, also, fun fact, not that it matters, but there's little sound effects. So, I am Travesty.
I'm Cartoon Joe.
No, shut up.
Oh, sorry.
This is Travis's
I
moment.
walked all
in
over
life.
your ovation.
Yeah. Okay, now go ahead.
And I'm Cartoon Joe.
That is
Yeah.
They've added so many more.
Your boos need nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer.
I am so mad right now.
Why? What's up?
I can't find a cucumber emoji.
A cute.
Oh no.
Anywho,
Where is it?
God, why
there it is.
why Knightmage finds his cucumber emoji? Super Kayce,
Perfect.
introduce yourself. Is that an egg?
Yay.
That's an eggplant.
Same
Well,
thing.
whatever. Same thing.
Yes.
Is it the same thing? Is it?
I mean, yes. All right. Yeah, introduce yourself.
Yeah, you guys introduce yourselves. People know who I am. It's all on you guys now.
Oh, that's a cucumber emoji right
Yep.
there. Yep.
So there is a
that's green.
difference, and it's mildly
Yep.
significant.
It's so
Well,
small.
one's
I
girthier.
girth.
I think it's the taste there, my friend. Okay, I'm Casey. I go by Super Kayce Cosplay. I have been cosplaying since 2014. I took the last 18 months off due to the pandemic and my job, getting back into things now. I have made a little over 70 costumes, and in the last 10 years, I've donated about $12,000 to Pancreatic Cancer Research Foundation just through cosplaying alone. And that's pretty much who I am at this moment.
Nice.
Welcome.
Well, welcome.
Well, yeah, welcome.
Welcome.
And welcome back.
Welcome back.
back.
Reunion tour.
Everybody now. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. All right. Knightmage, you want to tell people about you?
Not really,
Mm.
but I will.
We don't have to. You can just go, I'm Knightmage. You don't got to talk about yourself for the next 2 minutes like
I
like
really
Casey
hate
did.
talking about myself.
No, this is Michael. He goes by Knightmage. He's a world-renowned cosplayer for being a big dude in the cosplay community. He's built over 200 costumes. He takes pictures in front of a library
over
pillar
300,
every day.
over 300.
And he's a police officer. Got you.
Yeah. Now, those 300 costumes over the span of maybe the last 2 weeks, because you really do build costumes pretty damn quick.
No, actually, I haven't built anything in a while. It's been about a month. Well, if you count Debo.
Well, you gotta count them.
And the shirtless, the greasy saxophone guy.
My screensaver. Anyhow.
Careless Whisper guy?
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down.
No.
Anyways, I assume you're talking about that. Anyways, all right. So I do want to catch up with you guys and see how have you been since the last time I've been on the show, which it's been years. And obviously the pandemic hit back in.
That's basically a whole decade. The pandemic.
Yeah, it's nuts to think that the pandemic started 2 years ago. It was April, May-ish of 2020 when everything started shutting down. Could have been March. I want to say it was April or May though when everything started shutting down, canceling conventions and events and stuff like that.
It was March because I remember the last
March
show I
2020.
did was World Cleveland, and got back home and the next day, Cuyahoga County in Cleveland just said, "Yep, shutting everything down." Like, wow, and then ever since then.
I got you. All right, so we'll go with March of 2020. Knightmage will know better than me because I don't do anything, so nothing ever canceled on me, so we're fine. Except for podcasting. Podcasting is pandemic proof, apparently. Who knew?
Right.
Who knew?
Everyone who started during the pandemic.
So many new podcasts came out.
Everyone who used their STEMI check for podcasting equipment.
God. But I want to start with Super Kayce. You mentioned that during the pandemic you stopped doing podcasting, or not cosplay, podcasting, cosplaying.
Yeah, so I was working for a Comic-Con company, and when the pandemic hit, we had just finished up our last show, and so that show was the last weekend in March 2020. Came home from that show. A couple folks, were like, "Oh, we don't think things are gonna keep moving forward," and then everything started shutting down in late April. Half the company I was working for got laid off, and it was sort of like a ride or die type of situation, right? We had to come up with something. We were in the live events company. We had to come up with something to save our jobs, or we were all going to go on unemployment and just kind of walk away, because events weren't COVID proof, right? So we had to dig deep, and we came up with a virtual concept of virtual Comic-Cons where autographs were still a thing, live meet and greets were a thing, and my time at that point was I was working about 100-hour weeks. So while everybody kind of got a little bit of a downtime, or most professions got a little downtime during the pandemic when everybody was locked in their home, that was the busiest time of my entire life. I was working 100-hour weeks. I wasn't able to do anything. And during that time, I just had to subconsciously make the decision that I couldn't work on anything. I had to, basically fight for my job. And so I actually haven't built anything since May of 2020. That's the last time I built a costume. So almost 2 years ago for me was the last time I was able to touch a costume. But I recently, now that the world has opened up and events are, happening, and we're all out of our homes again, I can, I decided to step away from that job and sort of return back to the land of the living. So I'm working on a couple things, getting back into the hang of it, but trying to be gentle. I know we're talking about mental health and cosplaying during this episode, so I'm trying to be gentle with myself, because while we were all locked in our homes. I feel like, relationships were strained,
Mhm.
creativity was drained, and it was hard some days to be like, what am I even doing with my life, right? And I think there's a lot of
Mhm.
people out there that relate to that. And so, I'm jumping back into it, and I feel like we're all kind of shaking off this dust that we had, sitting at home. So,
Yeah, and I do want to talk about because May is a National Mental Health month that we're doing this live on the very last day of, which is fine. It's totally cool
Yeah.
because it needs to be talked about. Like I know like me and Joe we talk about a lot actually lately over the last few months. Like kind of like situations and stories that kind of pop up that affect like health and stress and everything, especially everything that's going on with my job. That's really been hitting hard for me and Joe doing what he does during this. And the pandemic it affected a lot of people,
Oh yeah.
all differently. And I just I didn't because I know I haven't really talked with you guys over the pandemic, and it wasn't just because I didn't want to. It's just because like nothing was really going on. It's like it's hard to because like usually when I get a hold of you guys to like, hey, you want to come on the show? It's usually talk about your upcoming shows and what you're creating and everything. And there's no upcoming show. Kitsukami was somebody that I think was one of the first people I reached out to because she mentioned that she wanted to come back on the show and talk about what was going on. And this was like at the end of 2019, and then 2020 hit, and we kind of like had to cancel that. Um, but I don't know, like it. So I guess to ask you one question, Casey, is you say you didn't make anything for like 18 months. Now, how did you go through about like not doing that? Because like to me, that's like your happy place.
yeah, I mean, to be completely honest, all I was doing was working. So I
Yeah.
feel like we all sort of went through these phases, right? And whether you're whether you're a police officer or you're working in the events industry or working, you're a dog groomer or whatever you're doing, right? I think we all sort of went through this entire phase. And the first phase was that the first 3 months were really fun, right? We were all doing puzzles, we were making our food, we were popping popcorn and watching movies, and we were like, oh man, this is like, we're gonna take a break, right? And everybody was sort of on that kind of route. And then it
Yeah.
sort of, there was this lull period where after that, we're like, I really want to go out and see my friends, or I really want to have a cookout, or I want to go to a con, or I want to, go out to dinner. And we couldn't do that. So
Hmm.
then I feel like everybody kind of went down this roller coaster. And then we, as things started lighting up, and we kind of went back up, and then they put these mandatory mask effects on, and then everything went back down. It was like this crazy roller coaster. For me, I didn't see necessarily the roller coaster because I was so focused on getting to the next day with my career. And
Yeah.
because my career was at the height during the pandemic, um I almost forgot I did forget, like, I forgot the things that even made me happy, right? And so, like, I
Hmm.
forgot for like 16 months that I had a puzzle under my couch to do from that first week of lockdown. And so
Yeah.
it's crazy because while cosplaying and doing cons and spending time with my friends and family is definitely my happy place, it's almost that I became numb to it because during that point, that first like 5 months where everybody was shut in and we were all kind of like, hey, we're keeping to ourselves, I
Yeah.
just felt that I was doing what everybody else was doing, right? And then when we came out of that, everybody came out, being able to go back to their normal life mostly, and I just never resurfaced. So,
I gotcha.
I think, yeah, I just don't think I necessarily um got that. Now, I do think that it's like riding a bike, right? I think that spending time with people who love you and that you love and doing things that bring you joy is
Hmm.
it's like riding a bike. So it's been really amazing to sort of come back out, shake the dust off, and be like, hello, I love you. Or hi, I'm really excited to show something.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like you mentioned, like and I mentioned, don't worry, we're gonna get to you here in a minute. But I want to talk to Casey So it's one of those things where it's like you mentioned at the beginning of this and everything, it was very just like downtime at home, just waiting it out because we were initially told what 2 weeks, 10 days, whatever the hell it was to change everything, and
Yeah,
two
I mean,
weeks
I feel
then.
like every person on my news feed was like posting about a puzzle or something, right? Like,
Mhm.
oh, I did a puzzle this week, or I binge watched this whole TV show that I haven't had time to do, right? And so I feel like everybody just had that time.
Yeah, see, my feed was filled with people who built bars in their basement.
Mhm.
So, but it definitely affected a lot of people, and I said like in a way, I think it was a similar kind of thing. They took the first couple of weeks and everything, like okay, let's just lay low, hang out, wait till it blows over. We'll call good. Like a tornado is rolling through town. Just get in the basement, duck and cover, wait till it goes past. Everything will go back to normal. It's just
Hmm.
unfortunate that those 2 weeks ended up being 2 years.
Yeah.
Um, Nightmage, what about you? What was your mindset going into cosplaying as far as March of 2020?
Actually, I kind of agree with Casey in the sense of it was like the first few months was just kind of relaxing. It's like, all right, I don't have, to worry about going this place or doing this. It was just kind of a small like vacation. And then
Yeah.
it got to the point of like, all right, I'm bored. I really want to do something.
Hmm.
Um, for me personally, I mean, like work never stopped. That, was a constant.
Yeah.
As far as the costuming and stuff, that didn't stop because I I don't know, creating was just always my outlet to begin with. So, I never stopped creating. I just didn't have a place to wear them. That's all. But one thing I noticed and I do love is kind of opposite of what Casey was saying. A lot of people kind of got lost and didn't know how to resurface.
Hmm.
It also forced a lot of people to kind of deep dig deep down and find a more creative outlet. So you had this influx of people doing TikToks and doing other content creating and stuff. It was just really cool to see people like kind of think outside the box to keep themselves busy and keep the creative juices flowing. Um, and a lot of people stuck with that too. So coming out of it, a lot of people are still doing videos and all sorts of other stuff. And I don't know, that's just it's really cool to see. You're kind of forced to open your mind and kind of go out your comfort zone a little bit. And
It's
a lot of
kind of
people are
cool
better
that
for it.
some things, like, as some things suffer, some things can also grow. Like, I have so many Twitch streaming friends, or Twitchers, or I don't even know what you'd call them, what the kids call themselves these days. Like, people who
Twitches.
stream on Twitch and YouTubers and all those folks, like, they just boomed, right? They just were so successful. Real breaking Nate, my Pokemon YouTuber friend, he just hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And a majority of
Wow.
that, like a good chunk of his subscribers, came during the pandemic, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he was doing what he still loved, what he was still good at, and he was incredibly successful during it. And so it's funny how, like, live events or cosplaying maybe took a nosedive while the digital creators were able to excel.
Hmm. Well, and I know, like, I mean, especially through 2020 to now, I mean, you've seen like a growth. I mean, you saw TikTok come out, new platform for people to go out and kind of like do those transition videos from like just normal looking into cosplaying. I've seen that numerous times being on there. OnlyFans grew. Twitch, is that the name? Was that the name of the app? Twitch. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
where they
Twitch. Yeah.
stream.
Yeah. For some
Yeah.
reason, I have a different word in my head, and it's not Twitch. It just sounds dumb now that I'm saying it out loud. Twitch, whatever. Yeah, the video streaming thing that grew, that got bigger. YouTube, yeah, everything got bigger. Me and Joe definitely missed the boat on that. We could have done a lot more, but we didn't.
Yeah.
But that's on us. That's on us. We like to wait for everyone to have shit to do before we do anything.
Right.
So
It's never too late though. It's never too
no. Well, I mean, we did do an entire video of eating fast food fish sandwiches that I am still living with to this day. So
Horrible. Horrible.
The
Delicious.
horror. It was good, but except for Burger King. Don't eat a Burger King fish sandwich.
Yeah.
You might as well just use it to prop your door open on a windy day.
Yeah. Also, don't
no,
eat.
their big fish is amazing.
No, it's not. No, not
Yes,
compared.
oh my
Not
god,
compared. Not compared to other. Now, here's the thing. I will say this. Burger King drive-through, Burger King customer service is probably the worst customer service in
At
fast
least
food
by
in
us.
history. It's absolutely a dumpster fire of customer service, and their fish is right along with it. Now, I love
Wait,
Whoppers.
here's the thing. Wait a minute.
Yes, go for it.
Did you only go to one Burger King?
Well, yeah, I didn't need 12 Burger King fish sandwiches. I just needed one fish sandwich.
That's not how you do a scientific research, man. You got to go to at least like 5 and then average it out.
No, I'm not.
No.
No.
I couldn't imagine eating. How many? We went to 9 different restaurants, so we would have had to eat 45 fish at that point.
Yeah.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
science.
Here's the
We're
thing.
science.
Here's the thing, Knightmage, about fast food. It's all cut from the same handbook. Every Burger King should be the exact same way, no matter if it's in Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, California, Peru, wherever the Burger King's at. It all should be the exact same way. So when I go to one Burger King in, let's say, Lamont, Illinois, and I order a Whopper, I expect the exact same Whopper to be served to me in Kankakee, Illinois. If that's not happening, then something is falling apart with Burger King, and they need to get that shit figured out. Because I ate their sandwich, and they had a 2 for $5. And the only reason we had 2 of them is because it was 2 for $5. And the only reason we ate one of them is because the dog wouldn't even sniff the other sandwich that we were given. So I knew that was bad. My dog will eat anything. So we ate the sandwich, and there's a reason it became dead last in the video. I encourage you to go watch the video. We did our due diligence. We did it based on travel, on taste, on how it was made, the cost of it, and everything.
Okay.
Wendy's, McDonald's, Culver's, Arby's, Popeyes. I think there was another one. All of them were able to give us nice, delicious burgers to our fish sandwich to an extent. The king messed up.
Who was the king messed up? Who was number 1?
I can't tell you that. That would ruin the video.
Oh,
I was about to blurt
All
it out just because I've got impulse control problems.
If I give you a hint, would you
Put
like
it
to
in the
guess?
chat, Joe.
Yeah.
Put it in the chat.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a hint, and then you can kind of
Okay.
go from there. Okay?
All right.
It wasn't fucking Burger King.
Got him.
Listen, that big fish. I'm telling you. All right, whatever. You obviously have poor taste in fast food.
I just want it to be edible. That's all I wanted. I literally, if I went to that drive-thru, like, listen, give me something that's edible, and it'll be like, we'll try. You know that, but that's just Burger King. I get it. Arby's is starting to be the same way. I talked about that on the last couple of episodes. There was an entire episode where I bitched about things. Everything from, I think, Star Wars to other stupid shit. I can't remember. There's
If
just so much.
anything is ever consistent, Arby's is like one of the most consistent fast food restaurants.
Not the ones I've been going to. They've been sticking me in the waiting line over one beef sandwich. Fast food's falling apart,
I
man.
have to be honest. The last 2 times I've gone, they've told me they're out of roast beef.
See,
So
how do you run out of roast
Oh my
beef?
god.
Right?
yeah.
That's like going to Subway saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're out of Italian bread." Which Subway's
would be
another
weird.
one. Subway is
Or
another
it's like
one.
going to KFC and there's no potato wedges. Why? Don't know.
Who knows? How dare they?
I thought you were going to say you go into KFC and they're out of chicken.
I mean, that
Like, I can
is
see-
basically
I've
the
seen
same
it.
thing as going to Arby's and being out of roast beef. But they took their potato wedges away, which we should all be angry about, and we should write millions of letters about it.
First of all, you eat KFC, so that's just terrible in itself.
What do
Go to
you
Popeyes,
prefer,
man.
Knightmage? Popeyes sucks.
Oh, see, here we go.
I'm kidding. I do
There we
enjoy
go.
Popeyes. I love Popeyes. I was just kidding.
Oh.
Joe, I'm looking at the comments, man.
Joe, I know who the winner is. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm looking right at it. I was admiring Andy's agreement on Arby's being terrible because it makes him sick. Subway is also awful. Subway, the only reason I don't like Subway anymore is because they manhandled my salad. And yes, that's exactly what I meant.
Oh, yeah, they
Manhandled
did.
my salad. Not a euphemism. Legit salad, legit manhandling with gloves that they touch weird surfaces with.
Yeah.
I can go on forever about my hatred of fast food from current employees, but I won't do it.
You don't like your salad toss?
Not by a glove that touched a stainless steel
Got 'em.
door, and some guy's like, "Oh, well, I got I know what salad tossing means. I read books."
Is it with the eggplant emoji?
Uh,
Salad
it,
tossing?
it very well could be. Not that small little pickle thing that Joe offered. Maybe the pickle thing. I don't think that's a cucumber. I'm gonna go with pickle on that one. Which I
Oh,
know is
maybe
the
it
same
is a
thing.
pickle.
It's 100% a pickle.
Pickle and cucumber, same thing. Yeah, I would
No,
go with Joe.
yeah, no one's gonna make a cucumber emoji. I don't even know why they have the eggplant emoji. Just make a dick. Who cares? Like we're at the
Oh, you got to
show.
be coy.
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't. I'm not in no pond, and I'm not no fish. I will not be coy.
But here's the thing. Like, if they had a penis emoji, like, I feel like I would have to choose the black one. And that's just weird. Like,
Well, let's talk about that for a minute, Knightmage, because you made a video not too long ago. I think it was on TikTok about somebody saying how you should do cosplays that are more focused on how you look. What's your
uh,
thoughts on that?
I mean, I thought it's pretty much, like, self-explanatory that,
Oh no,
do
I
what
saw the
you want.
video. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you,
Do it.
because
Yeah.
you,
Do anything you want.
yeah, because you and Super Kayce, actually a lot of the cosplayers that I've talked to, gender bending's really big into your guys's I don't know what you want to call it, but what you guys do. You do a
It's
lot of
like
gender
popular
bending.
in cosplay now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for sure. I mean, you can gender bend, you can crossplay, you can do what Knightmage does, which is what we call nightmaging. There's like so
night
many
making.
different variations of everything that you can do that it's kind of whatever character draws you in, right? So you're basically like, this is your fandom. Fandom is because you're a fanatic, right? And so it brings you in, and that's your story to tell. You're the artist in that creation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
real
your
quick.
fan art.
Yeah, real quick. So Andy says that Andy has titties. Thanks.
Yeah,
I
Andy
too.
is a woman, not a
Well,
not a man.
I too have titties, so that didn't specify anything.
Mm.
So does
Touche.
Michael. Michael,
Touche.
you over there?
Yeah. I
Mike
do
rocks
have.
pecs. There's a difference between titties and pecs.
Melons. I like them
I
as melons.
Mike rocks what you would see on like The Rock. I rock what you see on like Bastion Booger.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! We are giving too
I
much credit to this man now.
I 100%. I pick one. Randy
Hey.
Orton, Ryback, Big E, whoever you look at, like look at that physique. That's the guy who absolutely tries. And then you look at me, and yeah, Bastion Booger, King Kong Bundy, Bam Bam Bigelow, Yokozuna without the hair, whichever one you choose. So
Hey, listen. At some point in time, that was the ideal male physique.
which one? Me, Yokozuna?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying, history repeats itself. So your time is coming back, buddy.
Well, I used to tell people a lot that the fatter you were back in olden times, the more successful you were because those are the ones that ate.
Exactly.
But now in the world of fucking kale, apparently that's not true.
I
Pretty
mean,
sure
curvy
bowel
girls
movements
are
are.
making curvy girls are making a return. Wait until curvy boys come back.
I love curvy girls.
It's
I mean, I
like,
love all
did
girls.
curvy boys really go away?
I
Big
think
dad bod theme.
I was gonna
Scene.
say the whole
I
dad bod thing kind of popped up out of
yeah,
nowhere.
but I think there's
I
a
love a
limit.
good dad bod, a good golf dad bod, where they're wearing golf outfit. I'm
A
in.
golf dad bod.
Yeah, I'm in.
Like you're all for like the chubby guy with the like khaki shorts and the polo with the hat that has a Nike swoosh
Yeah.
on it.
Oh yeah, 100%. If any
Wow.
girl says they're not, they're lying to you.
I wonder if they sell Nike hats on Amazon.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have never heard that. Are you serious?
It's the everything store.
Right? You could win baseball, football, like hockey, but you win
Yeah,
golf.
exactly.
I dig it.
Oh.
I mean, it's I don't know. Yeah, it's like dad bod chic. I don't know.
Oh
Oh,
my god, that's wonderful. I've never, I've heard people talk about dad bods, but I never once said like, you know what, I really could go for right now, a fucking golfer. Somebody just comes home after a long 18-hole day, just tired and
That's the
annoyed,
thing.
Yeah, but then you just know they could get it into the hole. They come
right?
home, they wearing their golf gloves, so they I don't know.
Right? How does that work?
please
Do you just
stop.
go to them like, oh baby, ride me like a golf cart?
Oh my god.
No,
Uh,
you just get to scream hole in one a bunch. That's pretty much
right.
it.
See, even Andy said Mike has a great cosplay dad bod. Good for you, Mike.
I don't actually know how to take that.
I
I
was gonna say, wait,
that's a
aren't you trying not to have a dad bod?
Right. Wait a
but
minute.
I thought dad. Okay, so what the okay so if Mike has a dad bod, I definitely don't have a dad bod. If I have a dad bod, Mike definitely doesn't have a dad bod. So where's the limitation on dad bods? Because if somebody looks at me, they're like, "Oh, that kid has, or that guy has a, he lives in his mom's basement bod," which
I
like to
mean,
eat sandwiches.
So I mean, I always thought kind of dad bods
Oh, fitness
were
dad bod. There we go.
okay. All right. I guess there's levels. Like yeah, dad bod is kind of that like they don't
no,
work
see,
out
I
or
think Mike,
nothing.
I
It's
think
just
Mike, you have like fit uncle bod, right? Like you're not the dad, but you might be the neighbor next door kind of dude, right? Like I wouldn't say that you have dad bod. I think dad bod is like somebody who is at one point been fit in their life, right? And then put a little bit of extra weight on because their wife was pregnant and then they had children. So they
you're
may
being
have
very
a little
specific.
belly and some love handles or, something like that. That's like dad bod to me.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
that's how
with
I understand it
former
too.
Glory Day dad bod.
Yeah, like glory day dad bod. Yeah.
Right?
So I mean, like
I
Mike's definitely a little too Mike's too fit to be dad bod. I think he's like
yeah.
neighbor next door or Uncle Mike, or something like that. I think that's what you got going on over there.
I can look at Mike and say this guy used to play football and was a wrestler in high school, and now he has a kid. He has to give up the scholarship, but he still keeps the thickness of his body. He just let it go because, he doesn't sleep well at night because the baby keeps him up, and he has to do barbecues with bullshit neighbor families with their kids, and even he doesn't like talking to them because they don't like the same sports team because they're New York Yankees fans, and he's growing up in fucking Maryland, not Boston, but Maryland itself. So he has to honor the
Oh,
red
this
Sox.
is the
That
best
kind of
background story of Michael I've ever
yeah,
heard. Yes,
that
that's
kind of
exactly
background.
right.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
See, you're like
I
the Al
mean, Mike
Bundy,
Mike
but
is the
Yeah,
thing that people don't
Bundy.
realize. The thing that people don't realize is that they're always like, "Oh, Mike, he's so dreamy," and then you're like, "No, Mike's thick with two C's, bro. Like two C's, and he's
listen,
thick
Maybe
with
Listen,
two
four.
C's."
no, people know I'm thick.
all
Like
I'm saying
Too
is
bad.
if Mike leaned in for a kiss with me, I'm not pulling away. I'm just saying. I'm not even 100% sure I won't reciprocate it. Like I
That's
don't
how I
know.
make all my money at the booth. Like when we do cons together, I make all my money because I just basically say, "Would you like to touch Michael? Would you like to kiss Michael?" And then they give me money.
Right? For $20, you can slap that ass. Like I mean, I
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
honestly I would check and see if I had cash. Like I won't
Yep.
lie. I know who I am.
Why do I feel like I'm being pimped out? That's like I don't know.
I mean,
It sounds like that's what's happening.
Look at gas prices, bro. Do what you gotta do.
I'll take it.
Right? Anyway, so cosplaying.
mhm.
What's your guys' mindset on going forward with conventions? I mean, obviously, pandemics has caused a lot of regulations and stuff for going to. I know for C2E2, I think they do still have like mask mandates where if you're walking around, you gotta wear a mask. You still have to show vaccination cards, be vaccinated, or show a negative COVID test. So, as a consumer, which from recording the show earlier, that's my least favorite word in the world now, but whatever. As a consumer going, you know what you have to do to make sure other people stay safe. But now you guys actually going to set up booths, present, or be a guest and stuff like that. Where's your mindset as now? Is okay as I get back into going to conventions and traveling? Like, is there limitations you want to put on yourself as far as traveling out of state, maybe even out of country, and stuff like that?
For
And either one of you could go.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I've gotten back into it, traveling and everything. Um, no, I have there's no limitations. I still wear my mask everywhere, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
At conventions, and this depends on how comfortable I feel. Like there's been conventions where masks have not been mandatory and I'll still wear it, and then there's some where I just feel a little bit more comfortable, so I don't wear it. But
Yeah.
when it first like I remember the very first convention, and when masks were mandatory, I felt like I don't know, I felt like I wasn't being my full self, like because I couldn't wear makeup and then I could, you know what I mean? I was limited on the things I could do. I didn't really want to wear a mask with a costume that didn't really have a mask. You know what I mean? So I was just
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't want to cosplay Bane for 9 months. I get it.
right, right. But now
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it doesn't matter. Like if I need to wear He-Man, then I can wear a mask with it. It's fine. I don't have to
Mm-hmm.
wear Sub-Zero all the time or whatever. But no,
Yeah.
I'm 100% good with traveling and going back into it. Um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Casey, what about you? How do you feel getting back into
So
conventions?
I've only been out of my job for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Now previous to that, during the last year, I've been traveling, doing autograph signings with celebrities all over the country,
Yeah.
and attending a bunch of fan expo shows and other shows. Helping, I did Lexington Comic Con, I did all the Galaxy Cons, I did fan expos, and all of the restrictions kind of are all over the place. It depends on where they're putting it on. It depends on the city and the state. It depends on the convention center. It depends on your liability insurance, right? So when a convention puts out those rules and regulations, honestly, they're just doing the best that they can anyways, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I think that it's really important, as people who are attending or guesting or being part of that show, that we kind of uphold whatever we need to do to not only make ourselves feel comfortable but be good role models for the show. Again, the
Yeah.
show is only doing the best that they can do. So if they have, I did LA Comic Con, and you had to show your Vax card, and it had to match, your ID, so you had to have all of that to get through security.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's just what they have to do to keep everyone safe, right? And so I'm kind of on board with whatever we have to do to make it work. Now, I have not guested at a show this year. I'm hoping that I'll pick up a couple later on this year. And again, I'm with Michael. I mean, whatever makes me comfortable and makes me a good role model for the show to support them, I'll do that, right? Like it doesn't really matter. And sometimes, I mean, Michael has always gotten kind of the fun end of that straw, because he's always had a lot of mask costumes and helmet costumes and things like that.
Yeah.
um I have, the couple costumes I've worn with a mask or a helmet, I've really enjoyed. So I don't know. I think it's kind of fun to see people, what they can do with accessories and what they can do with building a mask around their costume.
Yeah, it's kind of like adapting to the situation you're in, and I mean, obviously, seeing both you guys, and knowing you guys for the last few years, seeing the content you created, there's always an easy way, it seems, to create a character that there's a mask already part of it, like the Scarecrow you made, or like Mike said, Sub Zero. I mean, I guess there's workarounds, and you just kind of have to adapt to the situation you're in. Like talking with Cartoon Joe, like him and I kind of have like a different outlook on, I guess, masks and stuff. Like, it was pretty close, but I think it's a little bit different. Um, like I'll wear a mask if somebody asks me to. Like if I go to C2E2, the whole plan is to go to C2E2 this year. We might be working at a booth with one of our sponsors, CarterComics.com. And I think while I'm sitting at the desk, and that's the thing too, like because I hate wearing the mask. I think it restricts my breathing a little bit. And already I suck at breathing because I'm overweight. I'm a smoker. I have asthma. Whatever. I won't change. But it's like, where do you find that line between, like, do you sit there without a mask, throw one on if somebody comes up and talks to you? Obviously, if you leave the table, you have to wear a mask when you go out talking to people. So for you guys, if you're sitting at your table, sitting at your booth and everything, and people are walking up to you, want to take pictures with you and talk to you and stuff like that, is there a point where you're like, hey, if they walk up to me without a mask, it is what it is. If they do, that's fine. But if they don't, and I want them to wear one, do I ask them to put one on? Stuff like that. That's the thing I'm kind of curious about, as far as like, how do you guys handle those situations? Because for me, if somebody walks up to me without a mask, it doesn't matter to me unless they're Mike. I'm not going to go mouth to mouth with them, so it doesn't fucking matter. But just I guess from your guys' perspective, being at a convention, if somebody walks up to you without a mask on, like, I mean, you okay with that? Do you ask them to put a mask on? Like, where do you find that line on what you want to do?
I'm okay with it. I mean, that's again just a personal preference.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of on the same line of like Casey. If it's a convention where they're requiring masks, right? And
Mm-hmm.
there's someone who's not wearing it, and there's no medical reason why they don't want to wear it. They just don't want to comply. Then I might ask, like, hey, man, put a
Yeah.
mask on, just because I know it's required for the convention bubble. But as far as just a
Yeah.
personal, I don't care. Um,
Yeah.
I it, Man, I think we've all kind of with this whole pandemic thing, I think we've all kind of went through stages on how we feel about it. Like when it first happened, everyone was just super nervous, super scared, obviously. And then it
Yeah.
got to a point where people were just over it and just didn't care. And I
Mm-hmm.
think no qualms about it. Like the pandemic is still going on. Like COVID is still a thing. It's still very real. But I think now we've gotten to somewhat controllable somewhat controllable point where I don't think we need to be as afraid. I mean, we should still be cautious and still
Yeah.
do all the hygiene stuff that we need to do and stuff like that. But I think we can relax a little bit. No, I mean, that's just general talking. I don't know about like all the new strains and stuff like that and the science part of it, but um, I don't know, just from
No, I agree with you 100%. I mean, like, it's you still have to be cautious, going through, everyday life outside and everything. But I don't think that the fear is there as much as it was a couple years ago.
right.
It's not like the moment you walk out that door, you should have a mask on, wear your mask in your car, goofy shit like that. No offense, people wear the mask in their car. I never saw a need for it, never understood it, but whatever. There's just yeah, it's just all. I mean, being cautious is. I mean, that's the same for everything. Look both ways for crossing the street. Does that meat smell bad? Like, there's a caution to everything we do, and it should be no different when it comes to the pandemic. And you're absolutely right. And I want Casey to answer, obviously, too. But if a convention requires you to wear a mask and you walk around without one, it's not you being a badass and breaking the rules and everything. It's you being a dick.
Right.
Just follow the rules that's put in front so people can have their
Yeah,
conventions.
again, they're only doing the best that they can, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
everybody thinks, oh, Gen Con making you wear a mask is because they're mean and they're trying to take your money and whatever. But in reality, it's probably the rules by either the convention center, the city, the state,
Yeah.
the government, right? And so it's like things like that that put them in those situations. And so if you're an attendee walking around without a mask and it's a mandatory mask, building, then you're just being a dick. Like that's
That's
all
right.
it is.
A huge dick butt. You're just
Huge,
being a
huge
dick
dick
butt, and
butt.
not even a good dick butt.
Exactly.
So you
The
mentioned it.
bad
Like
dick.
honestly,
So
I wear my mask in the car. I've actually
Do
found I
you?
do. I wear it working out. I wear it in the car.
wait, do you share a car with people?
No,
Like, do you drive a cruiser?
I don't. No, it's mine.
But you sit in it
It's
by
yours?
yourself.
Yeah. But
You sit in it by yourself and you wear a
here's the
mask.
thing. I've found
Interesting.
that masks are comfortable.
Same.
Like it's actually very comfortable. And like especially in the wintertime, it keeps you warm. I don't know. I just found it very comfortable. But I've actually also been wearing a lot of masks just like in public because it makes other people feel comfortable.
No, yeah, no, that's fine
You know
with
what I
that.
mean?
Like when you said you wear it to the gym, I totally agree with that. It's like I told Joe, like I don't care about wearing a mask one way or another. For me, I'm fine. I know that if I get COVID, I could die, whatever. I accepted fate at this point in my life. That's fine. I choose not to wear the mask, but I will do it if somebody asks me to, if I go into a grocery store or something, somebody says wearing a mask, absolutely I will. I have no problem making other people comfortable at the expense of just wearing a mask because it's not that big of a deal. Everyone who makes big deal about mask mandates and require what, like that's fine. Have your opinion, but it won't kill me to put one on for 5 minutes as I'm grabbing something out of the store if somebody feels nervous about me not wearing one. The car thing is weird though, Mike.
Listen, it's comfortable. And
Yeah, that's a
I'll,
little strange, Mike. You might be a psycho.
no,
I'll back you up, Mike. It's not a big deal.
it's not a big deal.
And
Honestly, it's just it's
especially I
laziness.
don't know what kind of traffic you're in, but like I live basically in Chicago, and sometimes because of the way my AC works, it's easier to breathe with a mask on because I'm not breathing the fumes from the cars in front of me.
All right, so you're very like specific. I'm literally just too lazy to take it off when I get in the car.
Oh, I think that too. Laziness is a huge part of why
So
I just leave it on in the
yeah.
car.
I think
Especially like I went out and I bought the really nice like Honeywell N95s that go over the back of your head.
Oh no, yeah.
Like it's so much easier just to leave that sucker on than it is to take it off because it's not looped over my ears.
I think deep down you're just like sitting behind a car thinking in your head you were born in the darkness. But whatever. It should. I'm just
That too.
Thanks, Casey. Right? Oh wait, hold on a second. Wait.
Oh my God, got a laugh
But
track.
it, but no, it's just one of the things. Like it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that you're a monster for doing it. I'm just saying that it's just weird to see. Like I mean, I get it. If you're getting in and out of the car like constantly, like I don't know, like for your profession, pulling people over or delivering mail. Like I get it. You're constantly getting in and out. What's the point of taking it off? But I mean, like if you're driving from like your house to go just pump gas in your car and go back home,
All right,
like
no,
to put a
yeah,
mask on for that.
yeah, that's different. That's different.
But I'm
Yeah,
saying like
yeah.
yeah, but for you, if you like you left your house, you got to the gym, you threw the mask on, went to the gym, you're like, oh, I gotta stop at the grocery store and grab some eggs because I need protein. So I'll just leave the mask on in my car, go grab my protein. Keep the mask on, get back, and then you get home and then take the mask off. I get that. It's a convenient thing. It's like what's the point of taking it on and off? That I get.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, you know what, I feel like taking a cruise in the car. I'm just gonna go drive around, listen to some music. I'm assuming what, maybe some Bee Gees. I'm guessing that to put a mask on for that is just like that's a little bit excessive, especially if you're not getting out of the car.
First of all, were you being serious with the Bee Gees?
What about Bee
What
Gees?
the?
Yeah, 100%.
How did you know I love the Bee
You
Gees?
you just seem like a Bee Gees kind of guy.
Interesting.
Upbeat music from a different era, a better era, if you will, of music, more upbeat. Something that you could be in your car and like pop your shoulders back and forth, just enjoying life. Um, I'm gonna guess. I mean, I
We
think.
like to say that is old people music on the streets. He knew that you were old, Michael.
Okay,
Well, yeah.
that's fair too. I am old.
Yeah.
But you also
Just
seem like the
saying.
kind of person that maybe be a fan of like 80s music. Do you
I
like
love yes.
hair metal?
No,
See?
well,
Scorpions. Scorpions. Come on now.
I don't know about them, but no, 80s. I
Maybe
think
a fan of
80s definitely has the best music genre. I think 80s is the best like decade
yeah,
ever.
70s
Period.
to 80s. 70s to 80s best music.
Best
I
music, best
I will
TV
put
shows, best cereal, best toys, best cartoons, best
well,
movies.
I don't know about TV shows. I mean maybe TV shows. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of the black and whites like I Love Lucy, Andy Griffin. But I do love Happy Days, but those are older than 70s and 80s. So 60s, 70s, maybe 60s.
Yeah, 60s, 70s. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I'm just saying. I mean, like, you just seem like the kind of guys like, I need to release some stress. Let me throw some Staying Alive on. You know, it is what it is.
I dig it.
Or whatever BG's #1 song is, whatever it is. What is the BG's #1 song? Why can't I think of that right now?
I have no idea.
I mean, it's probably Staying Alive.
What the hell? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the one song they do, right?
No.
Yeah. Yes, but that's it.
Well, there's the
They're
one song everybody else does because it was attached to the CPR.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Staying Alive. You know, first I was afraid, I was petrified.
Well, not anymore. They changed that.
Mm.
That's true. They did change it. I forgot.
Oh, The Office.
The rhythm's different.
Oh. Wait, what's the rhythm now?
And I should know that because I just.
Boom, boom,
Bunch
boom,
of
let me say
triplets.
hey-yo, way-yo.
Ba-da-da.
It's
Boom, 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 let me say way-yo, way-yo.
Yeah, you just killed
I
somebody. You
like
just
to
literally
move it,
killed
move it.
somebody.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it.
What is happening
Right?
now?
I'm trying to figure out what
is
the
this
beat is.
Madagascar?
Oh, it could have been. I don't know. The first one was I don't know what song that is, but I found that song trying to look for the other song. I'm just trying to figure out what the CPR song is now.
It's not
But
a song.
happy birthday to you.
They just changed
Happy
the way
birthday
they do the
to you.
rhythm.
A B C D E F G H I J K. Holy shit, you're dead. Okay. What's your guys' ambitions for 2022? I'm assuming you're going to be traveling a lot more. Knightmage, you said you are traveling. As host or guest or however you guys are invited to these conventions, I have yet to be invited to one. I don't know why, but maybe one day. What's the anticipation as far as costumes and everything going forward for 2022?
For me, just keep doing what I'm doing. Like I had a couple weeks break. June, I'm away every weekend and next month. I have like two conventions in August, July. So yeah, just I don't know, just continue building and continue traveling and continue working. That's about it. I do want, you know what? I do want to challenge myself and actually start doing more like tutorials because I'm terrible with like filming myself and doing like work in progress photos and stuff like that. So I want to get more into like the tutorial aspects. So yeah, that's one.
Like YouTube, Twitch, and stuff like that.
I don't even know. I sure, why not?
You should do it, man. And you can throw it out there. You can do it late at night. You call it Nightlife with Knightmage, and you just like do tutorials
wait,
on how to
can I
build costumes
can I use that?
in 3 days. Yeah, 100%.
Because I really like that.
Nightlife with Knightmage.
But I don't know. I
Right?
feel
Who
like
doesn't like it?
that would
I'm
be
a
like
smart
a
guy. I say things.
that would be like a kind of a nightlife with nightmare. That's more of like a like sex talk radio type deal.
Well, if you
It's
ever
like
want
a
to get
cosplaying cocktails thing.
Yeah.
Cosplaying cocktails. See, you guys should do something like that. 100%.
I listen. I actually approached Casey like a couple of years ago. I said we should do a podcast. We should do something. We should do like something like that. And she told me I was a dick butt.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
She well, she
I
was
don't
in a
even remember.
big Dick Buck phase. I want to say it was like 2015. It was Dick Buck.
Yeah,
phase.
2016, I went through a huge dick butt phase where like that was the thing, man.
It's whenever you're trying to sell me on the stupidest movie in the world.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
hate you so much. My goals for 2022 is to build a couple costumes. I have right now Homelander as my big to do. So
fun.
I've started on the suit, and so I'm doing a gender bent Homelander. Hopefully that's gonna come down. And then just kind of get back in touch with my friends and my family, and if there's shows that want to reconnect, then awesome. I am down to do that. I've always loved, my favorite part of cons was always the paneling and teaching and just being kind of a resource for people. So I'm honing my own skills back up. Like, I feel like in cosplay, there's a way to be like fairly practiced, and then there's a way, falling off the wagon. And so, over the last couple months, I've been just sort of building back up that tolerance and building back up that practice. So, um, that I can still be a resource for folks who want to do things, right? Because that was always the thing I took a lot of pride on myself for, was that I may not be the best like armor builder, the best sewer, whatever, but if you had a question, 9 times out of 10, I could help you find the resource, or I could help you figure it out. And so that's really what I want to get back to, is just connecting, whether I'm cosplaying or hanging out with them or whatever, but just connecting back with the people I love and connecting back to my brand and my, who I am. So.
Yeah. Well, no, and I think that's an awesome goal, like, I like Super Kayce. I think she's wonderful. Regular Casey's cool too. But Super Kayce is the one that I spent the most time with. But I think the one thing that, who's gonna say something?
No, good.
Were you gonna talk?
No. I was going to insult her.
Listen, Mike, I know you're the guest, but come on now.
Sorry, I'll shut my mouth.
It's okay. Thank you. You just wait your turn. Nah. Go ahead. Go ahead, man. What's up?
No, nothing.
I was just gonna praise you guys, but I can do that after you say something. Go.
No. Please proceed. The praise.
Oh, thank you. I think one of the coolest things about you guys is that it seems like you guys focus a lot on like kid friendly stuff, like that SuperMage Christmas thing you guys did for a few years. I think being helpful is one of the important things that you guys could do for other people. I think I don't know, like, I just overall, you guys are just wonderful people, and I don't say that a lot about people. But honestly, like, I like talking to you guys, I like having you guys on. And it's because you are who you are. You're very helpful to people. You're very bubbly and outgoing. When I think I bumped into you at C2E2 a couple years ago, and I think it was these little girls that like ran up to you and was talking to you. I can't remember what costume you were in, but you just seemed so comfortable talking to them, and I thought, how cool is that? So that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's always like been my thing and Michael's thing, and to be honest, that's probably why we became friends in the first place, is because we fell in love with, like, we were kind of like gushing over each other's costumes, right? And then you're just like, you sort of, again, like, fandom and fanatic, and we are fans of this stuff, right? So like, we don't build something just because it is what it is, but it's actually genuinely 9 times out of 10 something that we're fans of, right? Like, I can't wait to be in a Homelander costume and just like throw milk at people, right? It's gonna be super weird and cringy, and I'm super stoked about it. And I only know that because I'm a fan of it. And some of my favorite cosplays that we've ever done, to be honest, is anime costumes, because we'll be in something and Knightmage will have no freaking clue what we're in or what we're doing, and he will have like just so many little anime weebs coming up and just like nerding out, and that's like the prime time where I'm like, I'm so happy of what we've done and what we've accomplished, is when all like we get to make someone's day and we get to nerd out with them, right? And so that's really getting back, we're coming out of this like very digital time, and getting back into connecting with people, I think, is very, very important for not only cosplayers and not only for Mage and myself, but also for society, right? Like, we've all been locked in our homes. And so it's really important, talking about the mental health and stuff. I think connection is my biggest goal in 2022.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Knightmage, what were you gonna say, man?
I think I was going to insult Casey. I can't remember now, but I'll ask. What is your goal for 2022?
Whose goal? Mine?
Yeah.
My goal for 2022. Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, no one's
Go to
ever asked you a
C2E2.
question before. Yeah. Well, definitely C2E2. Carter Comics became a sponsor of our podcast in December of last year, and because of them, we've had the opportunity to actually kind of figure out some things that we want to do more for our podcast. Doing the fish sandwich ranking thing, we really want to grow our YouTube channel, start doing more videos and stuff from that aspect, preferably eating. Which is an awesome thing because we both love doing that. We have planned out for the cemetery tour that we want to do out in Indiana. We're going to go visit, I think, about a dozen different cemeteries that are supposedly haunted throughout the entire state of Indiana. So we're excited to do that as well. We were supposed to do it last year. Just the work schedule I have sucks, but that's going to change here in a couple months. So we're going to make video vlogs like we did a couple years ago in Illinois. Now we're going to do that in Indiana. And I want to be able to grow and basically do what we're doing here right now, creating relationships with people where we can kind of talk about the things we love doing. I could use my podcast as kind of a platform to help promote their stuff, and just get to know this aspect of a community. I guess more, I want to get to know this community. And I've been saying, I think I've said that to you guys for years. I think the first time I met you guys was at C2E2 in 2015. Vision and Scarlet Witch. I think we took a picture together.
Wow.
Mhm.
And I think I told you guys then what I'm saying right now is I've never been involved in this type of community when it comes to cosplaying and stuff. And I want to learn more about it. Carter Comics came in. I want to learn more about comics. It's just, I have to find the right people who can kind of educate me on this stuff. Talking to you guys, it always does that. Sophie, Kitsukami, same thing. Talking to all you guys have a different aspect about how you go about being a cosplayer. And every, no one way is wrong, no one way is right. They're just different. And it's just kind of cool to see how everyone does everything. Some people can make a costume in 3 days. Some people it has to take 3 months. There's a perfection to what you guys do that you have to get just right, which I think is absolutely cool. Still, I think today my favorite cosplay for you guys was Beauty and the Beast. I think that turned out, perfect. And I'm a huge fan of Beauty and the Beast. I love Beauty and the Beast. Favorite Disney movie. I still think that was my favorite one that you guys did because it looks so close to what you think live action would be. And I think you guys did that before the live action even came out. It just looked great. And that's what I love about talking to you guys because you're doing something that you love. And as much as I love doing podcasts, I still, to this day, and we've been doing it for 7 years now, I still don't think I'm good at this because I talk more than I have my guests talk, and Joe still has yet to say something for the last 30 minutes. But if I could find a way to grow,
Well, you have a pleasant podcast voice, so that's in your favor.
Really,
True.
because I think I sound like a lispy bitch. So
That's what sounds good on podcasts.
Is that what it is?
Maybe I'm a dad bod loving lispy bitch loving podcast listener. Maybe
Right.
that's where I am.
You golf
Maybe
too?
I'm your demographic then.
Maybe.
Right? Is that what it is? Like you're into guys like me? People just have an audio podcast voice. Like as long as I don't have to
That's
see
exactly
them,
it.
that's
Maybe I'm just your demographic because I'm just listening. I'm like, yeah, whatever you're selling, I'm picking it up, man. Like,
yeah. Well, see, the thing is, I love talking. I do. I just think maybe I talk a little too much. I listen to many pods, and you have one of the most pleasant podcast voice. Oh, thank you, Andy. I'm sorry, I thought you were a dude earlier. So I just So yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm blowing smoke up your guys' asses or anything, but I do appreciate you guys coming on and talking with me because I think this does make our show better. Me and Joe, all we've done for the last year or so, it's just been us.
Yeah.
And before that, we've had a guest almost every week, every other week before that, and that was a lot of fun too. We got to meet a lot of cool people. Some content creators who aren't really doing content creations right now, people, companies that are no longer there. We've met so many people from musicians to cosplayers, gamers, and stuff like that, other podcasters. It's been a lot of fun. And
Writers,
I think
comic book makers.
Exactly. And I think we need to find that blend of having guests and just doing our own thing, but also incorporating these lives because I do like doing these lives. I met a woman out in England, and regardless of the fact that they shit in the streets out there, she's a wonderful person. She won't change her baby's name to Travis, which I'm fine with, whatever. But it's just cool because I get to meet people like that. I think we met
Yeah.
people from India. It's just a real cool concept. So to grow is my goal. My goal is the same every single year when it comes to this freaking show, Just Freakin' Wrestling, FreakNet Studios as a whole is just to grow. So maybe this is why people don't ask me questions on my own show because that was really long winded.
No, that was good though. I mean,
No, that was a good
yeah,
answer.
that was a very good
Oh,
answer.
thank you.
I think listen, man,
Thank you.
we're all in this, to better ourselves. We're all,
Yeah.
we can stay humble and say we just do it for fun and blah blah. But the end game is to find some more little self importance and to grow. So no, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the thing too, is like, I mean, it like when I sat there and I told Joe, like I think the first time I said it to him I was like, dude, we've been doing this for it's gonna come on 7 years this August. And I can sit there and I can look at our download numbers and our listener numbers, our likes on Facebook and everything, which by the way, congrats to you guys. 45,000, 50,000 followers on Facebook is absolutely amazing. I think that's really cool.
Thanks, man.
I think we like maybe have 200. I don't fucking know. But think about like it and the mental health thing. Shut up. See, I wish you could just stop that, but if I clicked it again, I'll just play it over again. Um, to kind of go back to the mental health thing in May, it was almost like a defeating feeling, thinking like we've been doing this for 7 years. We average a certain amount of people per download. We have a few listeners or a few followers on social media stuff. It's almost a defeating feeling, like 7 years and this is what we have to show for it. It sucks. But then I started thinking to myself, it's like maybe if we put out more social media content, maybe if we made sure the shows were more regular, maybe if we got more guests on who have other followers, whose other listeners will listen to our show just because maybe they like the tone of my voice. I got a
Better,
body
more
for
interactive
podcasting.
sponsors like we've got now with Dr. Doug.
Exactly. It's something that so like I sat there for a moment and I just felt, wow, have we achieved anything here? Is this even worth it anymore? And honestly, I when I sat down and I started looking at everything, okay, we haven't done this, we haven't done this, we haven't done this, but if we start doing these things, everything could change. And I think that's where we're going to start progressing going forward. C2E2 is going to be one of those big things in August. Getting the opportunity to be at a booth with CarterComics.com to kind of be able to talk about who we are as podcasters, sitting down and talking there, doing the shows from C2E2, going around talking to other cosplayers, helping people get to Carter Comics to sell their comic books and stuff. Doing the vlogs and more. Like, last time we did 8. This time we're gonna do 12. We get more content out there. There'll be 12 videos we get done in a day. It's all about, like if we're serious about it, we just really gotta commit to it. And I know when July comes around and my schedule is better, I want to do better for FreakNet Studios. Like I want it to be something. So next year, when I say we've been doing this for 8 years, now look at our followers, now look at our downloads, now look at the people who actually give a shit about what we're doing. That's something I can be proud of.
I will say this though.
Yeah.
I think that definitely within the past, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, there's been talking about mental health, putting a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stress, undue stress on yourself, looking at your followers and stuff like that. When
Yeah.
honestly, that means
I
nothing.
was literally about to broach the same topic, Mage.
It
So I mean, I agree. I think that I think when we stopped looking at the daily impressions and the daily follower count,
Mm-hmm.
and to be honest, Michael was never really bad about this. I was definitely worse than he was by far, but um I think when you stop looking at that and you're just enjoying what you do, and I mean, there were times where Michael and I put out like just the stupidest videos. I was sending him some today and I was like, what is wrong with us, right? But it's also like that's what's fun, right? And so like I didn't worry about like when you stop worrying about, okay, this video has to have this many, or like I have to gain this many followers, and you're just enjoying and proud of what you do, I think it changes the game.
100%.
Well, yeah, and I don't want to. I don't want it to seem like I want these downloads and this stuff, because I want the praise, the recognition for the work I do. I just need that small little push to show that this is something. Like, I'm happy with what I'm doing. I told Joe, if I have 10 people listen to our show a week, I'm happy. Whatever.
Yeah.
I just want that small little push that says there's a slow growth in what we're doing.
I get it.
Because then it shows that it's working. It's like being at a job. If you're doing the same exact thing day in and day out for 10 years and there's no success or there's no impression that you're making, if you're just a cod in a, is that the real cod? I can't remember. Whatever. Cod. Yeah, whatever.
God.
Yeah, I'm not the word guy here. That's the other one. If you're just a gear,
You could be a cod in a school.
Oh God.
no, we're not going back to fish. I know koi.
Oh, that's right. We covered that already.
But if you're just part of the machine and you're easily replaceable after 10 years, what have you achieved? That's all I just need a little bit of acknowledgement that what we're doing is working.
Yeah.
And then it could just make me a little bit happier. Like, I don't need to wake up tomorrow and have 10,000 followers on Facebook. I
I mean,
don't.
setting goals for yourself, it can be very sick. Like, it could be very self-motivating, right? And so, it can, setting your goal of like, okay, I'd like to produce content consistently, right? Or I'd like to post on social media every day, or those goals do set pillars of success and allow you to feel accomplished. So I think that's totally fine. I think when you get into like, oh, my follower count went up 1 today, I think that's where we as social media content creators get a little crazy. And so setting healthy goals, setting healthy expectations of yourself, it allows you to have some achievement.
I got you. All right. I'm gonna let you guys plug where people can find you on social media, so people can follow you and like you, subscribe to you. Before I do, I just want to say that this is going to be an open invitation to either one of you guys. If you ever want to come back on the show again, let us know. Me and Joe will be happy to have you, because I think these talks have been a lot of fun, and I think it's been informative to people.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to do a lot more of these lives, and hopefully we can kind of grow more of a chat room for people to kind of like interact, like Andy has been, as she sent a list of songs for CPR. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the next time I do CPR, I'm definitely going to do the Baby Shark. So that's the one I chose over Dancing Queen by ABBA. But
I think it's the right choice.
It's got to be the right one. Okay, anyways, but I want you guys to know that if you ever want to come on the show, you're totally welcome to come back on. I know when it comes to conventions and cosplaying, you guys are super ass busy, which is okay. But if you ever want to come back on and do these lives again, this is my invitation for you to reach out to me and say, hey, listen, I want to come back on. Let's do this again. And I will make it happen. Ask Joe. I make shit happen.
He does.
I make the availability for people. So I just want you guys to know right now.
I'm probably going to bring Sophie with me next time. Hopefully that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so of course.
Yeah. So please do. Because for the first 5 minutes, I'm going to act like I don't know who the hell she is, because that's the kind of guy I am. Oh, yeah, Sophie, was it? Cool. No, you guys, like I said, you guys are more than welcome to come back anytime to be here to talk with us and everything, because I just like talking to you guys. And who knows, maybe we'll do a wrestling one day. Because you guys, I think you guys still like wrestling. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still into it. Casey.
There we go. You dressed as Hulk Hogan once, Casey, so.
Yeah, I'm following the main storylines right now, so
and that's all that matters.
I'm not watching it all. That's all that matters.
As long as you're watching the WWE product, you're fine. Everything else, dumpster fires. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, that's a whole other discussion there, buddy. Oh man.
Yeah, you want to talk about AEW one day, because I'll tell you why it sucks.
How are you serious?
WCW, bro. That's all it is.
No,
it's just WCW.
It is not. It is not a Judy Bagwell on a pole match. No, it is not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, dude, you want to look back at Moxley's death match with the sparklers that went off at the end?
Oh my God! First of all, everyone wants to bring up that one small thing, and you know what?
I was gonna
because
say,
And hold
hold
on.
on, that's the one
because
The
thing.
one thing
because
that
it happened.
everyone brings that up, but you know what? One thing they also did is they had the whereabouts to actually make fun of themselves and acknowledge how stupid it was. They're very
Mm,
self-aware. They get it.
you're right. A rich guy who created a wrestling promotion to compete with WWE is nothing like WCW. You're right. My bad. A bunch of guys who create a mega group of wrestling fans. Nothing like WCW. You're absolutely right. The Inner Circle, nah.
The
The
biggest
Pinnacle,
the biggest difference is not only passion, but yeah, do have the money
Mm,
to back it up, but they have the passion. They actually have wrestlers who want to wrestle. They want to be there. They want to entertain. WCW,
yeah.
literally, people just went there for the money. People aren't going to AEW for the money. People are going to AEW for the chance to show themselves out.
100%, right? I mean, it's not like Chris Jericho was the Hulk Hogan of this whole thing. No.
And look how many people Chris has put over. You just compare Chris to Hope.
Same thing.
It is
Same thing,
not.
bro. It's the
Chris
same thing.
Chris will lay
Dude,
down and put anyone over if he believes it's going to be best for business and best for
same
that person.
shit, different decade,
Oh
man. It's
man,
the same shit, just a
who is
different
who
decade.
is Hogan ever put over?
Well, we're not talking about that right
All
now. We're
right,
talking
that's
about we're
right,
talking.
exactly.
I will have you on and we will talk
All
about wrestling
right.
because I would love to hear how AEW is good. But let's get you going because I know you gotta get up early and this went a little bit longer than expected. So if you guys want to do your plugs, we'll kind of wrap up the live stream.
Yeah, I guess I'll go.
Either one of you. My people know my plugs.
Go, Mike.
So
Go, Mike.
All right, so you can find me on Facebook at Knightmage. You can find me on Instagram at Knightmage100. You can find me on the TikToks at Knightmage, on Twitter at Knightmage. And then if you want to find my personal Facebook page, is Carlos Spicy Wiener 69. But I post the exact same thing on both pages.
Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch, Super Kayce Cosplay. That's it. I do not have all the TikTokies and the Twitters because I am not cool and I am very old. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Super Kayce Cosplay.
That's okay.
you guys should definitely start up a podcast. I think you guys would have a lot of fun doing it.
I don't know. Supposedly I'm cringe.
Do it.
I'm very cringe. That's the new word.
Well, you're a fan of AEW,
So,
so I get it.
Yeah, but your cringe is like the best part to you.
Yeah. Without cringe, what are you?
you know what? I like that.
Just a black man with melon pecs. That's what he
And you
is.
know what? Hey,
Right.
that's not bad either.
Right? And I'm assuming they're honeydews, not cantaloupes.
Wait, that's a whole nother.
All right,
podcast.
anyways. Yeah, well, come back on. We'll talk about AEW and Melon Packs. You know, whatever you guys
Thanks
want
for
to talk about.
having
Yes,
us,
thank
and
you so
thanks for having us as reconnecting with us, and thanks for letting us reconnect as well. You're the first thing that we've done together in 2 years, so thank you so much for having us on.
Our
Oh,
pleasure.
yeah. I'm glad you guys were able to make it. I'm happy to talk to you guys. I think doing it together make it that much more fun.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, yeah. So, thank you for everyone who was listening. Andy, thanks to you for being here and participating. Glad you're a woman because that's going to change. That's going to change how I talk to you going forward. So, maybe single. I don't know. Who's Andy? Is she cute? Where's she at? God, I'm lonely. Oh shit! Wait, is that Xena Warrior Princess?
Yep, sure
Yeah,
is.
I was
Oh,
about to say, hold on a second. You
Andy,
probably have seen Andy on Mike's page.
Warrior Princess. You know what? The fact that she has Warrior Princess on, she is my new hero. Yay! Hi, smiley faces. Well, for those of you who are still in the chat room listening to this, make sure you subscribe to our podcast. I will definitely do my best to get Knightmage and Super Kayce back onto the live. And we'll do a lot more. I'm blushing, Eleanor. Great show, you guys. Aww.
Yay.
I made a girl blush. Look at that. I haven't done that in years.
You
See,
did it.
It's that voice.
God.
It's that voice.
Right? Now I gotta go take a bubble bath and not cry. All right. So again, make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you go and follow Super Kayce and Knightmage on their social medias and stuff like that. And I'm going to end this. And once I end it, that means we're disconnected and we're all apart from each other. So thank you again for coming on the show, guys.
Oh, thanks for having
All
us.
right. We love you, dick butts.
Aw,
You
thank
too.
you. Thank you. Hopefully, you find a better movie than The Princess Bride. So, okay.
I hate
Cool.
you so much. All right. Goodbye, friends.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
All right, guys, that is it. That is the entire interview that me and Cartoon Joe had with Super Kayce and Knightmage. We had so much fun. I enjoyed doing it, and I look forward to doing it a lot more in the future. They have an open invitation back to the show at any time. Make sure you guys check us out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, just by searching This Freakin' Show. And make sure you check out our shows when they are released on either Podbean, iTunes, Google Podcasts. Wherever you find your podcast, just search This Freakin' Show. I'm sure we're there. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell so when the shows are released, you get a crack at it. They're right there. Guys, that's all I have. So as always, I am Travesty, and thank you for listening to another episode of This Freakin' Show. I'm out.